Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. PSR is excited to present to you Last Call, featuring your boy, the pimp slap POD, Mike M.
Pimpin' ain't easy, but it's fun like money. Got bookies on the run, now it's time to get money. Not your typical way to ball. It's last call like some convicts waiting on the next draw. You can feel the tension. Did I mention? Fools better pay attention, cause we getting paid like a pension. T's on the ones and twos, we not the ones that lose. Mike Money's killers might even make the evening news.
And now, let's get to the picks.
We be pumping!
Sports Radio. You know we be pumping!
What up? What up? And welcome on into Last Call. Here we go. TGIFF. We're here. It's Friday. Couldn't be a better time to get to the weekend. We got playoffs, baby. Here we go. The NBA tonight. The NHL starts tomorrow. What a bunch of fun we're going to have mixing up here the next couple of weeks. I cannot wait. I appreciate everybody dropping in here tonight. Smash the thumbs up. Show that support. Show the appreciation. There's my guy, Real Deal Prime. This is the Rochester Amerks money line tonight. You know it, my guy. Let's go. Amerks smash, Real Deal Prime. Let's get it, my guy. Appreciate everybody tonight. It's going to be a great show. You know, we got to bring back. This guy was banging him off the yard last night at C. Miggin and Max going to come back tonight, talk to us about Major League Baseball. He's going to talk to us about the NBA. Cannot wait to get going here. Streamlined show tonight. We've got, I don't know, they canceled that Colorado Rockies game, it looks like. So disappointing because both C-Mac and I were in sync and ready to unload on that game. But that's okay. We still have plenty of baseball to go. In fact, I'll give you guys just a high-level rundown of what we're getting into tonight. We got the White Sox-Phillies game we're going to talk about, break that thing down. We got the Astros game against the Nationals out there. We've got Oakland and Cleveland. We've got Baltimore, Kansas City, Mets, and Dodgers to bring it home, and then we're going to jump into both the NBA games. So plenty of baseball to go out there and get the scratch the itch, as they say, but we got plenty of time for that. First game, first pitch doesn't pop off till 6:40. We got tons of housekeeping to do before we get there. And again, fired up to have you guys. Thank you for coming in to watch Last Call here, Pub Sports Radio. If you guys aren't subscribed already, go out there and become a member. Get on the YouTube channel. Turn the notifications on. We got lots of shows popping off. We got tons of live streams. Dabby Cab and crew tomorrow for the special 420 show. It's going to be a great weekend of sports, and we're only getting going here. It's going to be a ton of fun, guys. You know the deal. 3 things we ask you to do here with Last Call. Smash the thumbs up button. Show the support. Help us bust into this 6 p.m. market. Let them know. Let our voices here at Pub Sports Radio grow and get louder like a lion growling, looking to feast on these bookies. Bankrolls out there, guys. Hit that thumbs up and let them know we're here. Of course, you're going to want to grab a pen and paper, not just for the plays that I share or C-Mac comes in and drops on us tonight, but everything that's going on there in the chat as well. The chat is sharp as a tack. You're not going to want to miss out. And we got games popping off all night long. So certainly going to want to jot them down last but not least, guys. Throw your plays in the chat. We want to recognize your efforts as well. We're all looking at the same scoreboard, and that is the bookies bankroll. How do we move that cash from their pockets into ours? So love what we're doing here. Love to come back here on the regular basis with you guys and share the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll get to some recapping here momentarily, but again, appreciate you guys rocking. Let's see what we got doing in the chat. I do see Joe T out there. Shout out to Joe T. Won the Greyhound race today. Got himself $50. He's on vacation. He's making money hand over fist. Look at this guy. He says, let's get that cash. He had a nice 2-0 sweep yesterday. He got the $50 dog race winner today, and he's giving us some best bets in Major League Baseball. The Rangers-Braves game over 9. He's got the first inning over 1.5 plus 185 and the year fee out there at minus 135. And Nolan Arenado over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs out there for our guy, Joe T. Loading the clip up while he's on vacation. We appreciate you, Joe T. Hope you and the missus celebrated her birthday nicely out there. You deserve a great vacation, and we'll look forward to seeing you when you come back. Brahma B in the house. There's my guy. There's a new name I haven't seen thus far. Says, what up, Mike M? Let's cash tonight. Let's do just that. What a great night to do it. Perky Bumps Anderson says, let's do this big night ahead. It's a great night ahead is what it is, Perky. Chosen one in the house. Keith's out there says, what up, Mike M? I got the Bulls plus 2.5 at minus 114. Let's go. Nicholas Handy, of course, our guy, Real Deal Prime. Rooting on them Amerks, baby. Kenny Wood in the house. Justin McKelvey's got the Matt Olson RBI at plus 140. For our guy with the stacks, POD. And there's my guy, Subhuman Gaucho. Says, evening, pubbers. Last call, cocktail hour, just out. Down my first margarita of the year. Been unreasonably hot around Michigan. Went down great. Think I'll have another, my guy. Good for you. Keats out there says, let's get these plays to cash. And Kelsey's up in the house. Says, happy Friday, Mikey Mikester. Appreciate you, Kelsey. Thanks for rocking with us. Here's the Subhuman Gaucho hockey play of the day. The Kings to win the first 3 games at plus 250. Look what my guy's doing. It was just like yesterday. He was plus 12.5 units. All of a sudden, he's up 17.76 units. Respect Subhuman Gaucho, man. One of the real ones out there commenting on the regular, sharing his hard work on the daily. We appreciate you, Subhuman Gaucho. Brian Watson in the house. Chosen one says, I'm on the Phillies White Sox first 5 under 4.5 and the Angels Reds first 5 under 4.5. William Cox in the house says, it's nasty weather here in Denver. It's cold here in New York. I'll say that. William Cox. Fernando Mendoza getting that 3-month membership. Brian Watson says, over in the Oakland 7.5. Anyone like that? I do. We'll talk about that when our guy C-Mac gets in here. Kelsey says, I smashed the thumb. We appreciate that. That's the like button out there. Thumbs up. My gosh, let's go, Kelsey. Thank you. Gerald Jones says, let's go. Best bet Milwaukee. First 5 minus 1 plus 145. Aiden Gibson washed and the Cards. Fernando Mendoza's on the Cubs minus 1.5. I guess you got him last night, and I'm assuming that's the early game for today. So it looks like you cashed, my guy. No sweater out there. Shout out. I know Troy Torrance was on that Cubs spot as well. Justin McKelvey up in the house. Smoking Tree. Cubs minus 1.5 was easy money, baby. Let's keep it going. Here comes the Friday money truck. Yeah. Love the energy, my guy, Smoking Tree. Perky Bump says he's flirting with the Phillies minus 1.5, but they streaky as F. Dan Kelly in the house. Dan Kelly, what up, pimp? He says, what up, Dan Kelly? Looking forward to your basketball contributions, helping us get that cash, my guy. Fernando Mendoza says, my guy Perky, I'm on them today. Phil's minus 1.5. And Perky Bump says, happy birthday to Fernando Mendoza. Let's go. Happy birthday, Fernando Mendoza. If it's your birthday, my guy, then I hope you have a great night. And Smoking Tree says, Trees, MLB picks, first 5 Phillies minus 1.5. Red Sox team total over 3.5. Giants team total over 3.5. And max play is the Dodgers first 5 minus 1/2. J-Dub in the house. What up? He says, what's up, Mikey? I'm on the Heat first half money line. Nicholas Handy, Royals and under 9. Heat and under 207.5 for Nicholas Handy. Let's get it there. Kelsey says, I missed the Cubs, so I need some wins. And Subhuman Gaucho says, took me 2 days to collect those 5.2 units. I had the Jets puck line plus 190 yesterday in my Twitter. Lost confidence on it after Demko was announced, so I didn't want to put it out in the chat. Still got it done. Hey, man, it's all it counts. It's your bankroll that's most important. We just appreciate you taking the time to share it with our bankrolls out there. Let's get into this thing, you guys. Again, we got a lot of work to do. I dropped this out on Twitter. I kind of shared it yesterday, but, I don't want to just have C-Mac sitting there looking at this thing. So I figured we would get the opportunity to pop it up on screen. Shout out to my guy T on the 1s and 2s there. Keeping it tight and right, keeping us in order and keeping us accountable, guys. You saw it yesterday. I updated this after both baseball and NHL yesterday. So these are going to be the official records here. We got our first full seasons underway with the NHL and the NBA and, of course, college basketball. Look, we'll go through it in detail. Well, not in detail, but let's go high level. College basketball, minus 1.84 units. There's what happens when you play minus 110s, 138 and 127. Plenty of sample size out there. And minus 110s, we had some nice runs, just not enough dogs. And, it was a minus 1.84 unit season. Disappointed, to say the least. I don't know what to say. I'm not happy about the minus. I don't like the minus. I want to stay plus. And it was a positive record, just got juiced out. Just juiced. It didn't even take a lot of minus 140s, just got juiced out. Then we look at the NBA. Here we go with some plus money spots. I wish I'd taken the NBA more seriously. You definitely got to recap your records, guys, and see what's working for you, what's not working for you. The NBA doesn't take it serious. So I really didn't take it serious. We did a lot of banging away with same game parlays that fell short. We tried for the big scores and we used the NHL as kind of our backstop there. So we were kind of playing with expected winnings. It was a plus 412 unit season in the NBA. We're still in the hunt and we got plenty of hunting to do tonight. The NHL, I told you guys all season long, it's been our cash cow. Big year for us in the NHL. Really didn't even have like crazy parlays or anything, just consistently banging out big plus money spots there. We cashed plenty of 3-unit opportunities, 2-unit opportunities, read the ice nicely, and we ended up 58.65 units. Put that record against anybody's NHL because that's pretty damn hard to get to, and just consistently working the effort to get it done. And Major League Baseball's just started. I had to double check it. I can't believe there's already been 49 baseball plays. Here's the thing about baseball. When you see a 24-25 record, I was going through this record. I think we lost the first 11 baseball games of the season. First 11 baseball games. We are clearly climbing back, and we are in the hunt with this thing. So, once April 1st turned around there, things started picking up, and then the records, the W started popping in. So, look, that's the way the season goes there. We're on our way into this new season here for Major League Baseball. We've got the postseason for the NHL and the NBA, and it's going to be a lot of fun to ride with you guys and get it done out there. I see our guy Fernando Mendoza with the $9.99 dono there. He says the sun came out here, which means you go. Jesus, I'm struggling to read that. But Fernando Mendoza, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Put it on the big screen for me. My eyes aren't working the way they used to, I guess. Nathan Cernan says, Pimp Slapper. I'm like, yes, I won 1.1K last night on video poker. Jesus. Yeah, that's great, my guy. J-Dub says, crushed it in all the pro sports. Plus units is always the goal. Absolutely, my guy, J-Dub. And we did it on the daily. No passes. We didn't skip anything. We found spots to attack every single day and move the needle forward. So Gagnon says that everything's suspiciously even aside from hockey, the least bet sport. Listen, man, you want to go back and watch all the shows? I got a spreadsheet. But I was surprised to see the 4.12 in baseball and the 4.12 in the NBA. I'll tell you what, if you look at the spreadsheet, 1,331 plays in there. I don't know how anybody would doctor that information, but you're welcome to go back and listen to every show and check it out yourself. 1,331 plays. And, I don't know how you would doctor any of that. But anyways, nonetheless, we do it on the regular. But thank you, Gagnon. I'd like to see beef. It's time to eat, my guy. Dan Kelly says, MLB, the ultimate grind. Summer in upstate New York is just so freaking beautiful to grind like that. Dana Delp likes the Fraley RBI plus 255 and Smoking Tree. First half, Kings Pelicans over 108.5 is a bag tonight. Let's get into it, you guys. You know the deal here. We got to recap. I got to recap yesterday. Yesterday was not that great. It was a 1-4 day. Look, we took a swing. Unfortunately, and we won the San Francisco -1. Let me start there. That was our lone winner on a 8-slate card there. We had 6 hockey games, 2. Actually, we were down to 1 Major League Baseball game after it was all said and done. The Conforto RBI, he had 2 at-bats, and then they designated hit his ass out of there. And so, we didn't get the full opportunity for Conforto. Shortly after they yanked him out on the designated hitter front, they go up 5-0. So we got the win. We lost the Kings Vegas Calgary parlay. We took a swing with that at plus 125. The shots on goal parlay, we took a big swing with that one, almost 4-1. We missed that. And then Cutter Gauthier, I'm going to call him a bust. I'm going to go on the limb and say this guy's going to be a bust. I talked about him. I was excited for, every time Anaheim scored, they won. Shout out to them. But every time they scored, I kept thinking, is it Cutter? Is it Cutter? It wasn't Cutter. Cutter's a bust. But that was a 5-1 shot. So, look, we gave 3 units back in the NHL. We had the opportunity for 11? So it is what it is. No excuses, no apologies, just coming ready to bring it today for you guys. And if you like the plus money spots, that's what baseball is all about. We do it consistently on the regular. We're looking to go plus money hunting. You won't see -1.5s at -125s here. Unless it's in a parlay. Maybe. Probably not. I don't think so. But hold me accountable to it. If I do throw that out there, call me full of shit. And let's jump in here. We got plenty to do tonight. The first game pops off at 6:40. And we got our guy, C. Max, going to be rolling in here any minute now. Before he does, let's have a little understanding of how to capitalize on some of these bonuses that are out there. I've seen quite a few of them, pretty regular now. I'm trying to pull my notes up for it. Here we go. The 2+ run bonus. When you see your team goes up by 2 or more runs, take advantage of those bonuses and use them on the road team. That's all I can say about that. You look at these numbers, you look at how things shake out specifically around these road teams. Where did it go? I just had it here. Fucking what happened to it? There we go. Over the last 20 years, road teams have held 2+ run leads in 25% of their losses. Home teams have only held a 2+ run lead in 17% of their losses. Clearly, the numbers will show you it makes a lot of sense. Most of the runs come in the first inning. And most of the time, it's the road team that's catching that 2-run lead. Ideally, you're going to use it on a plus money spot. That's the whole benefit of a 2-run lead out there. You take a swing for something that's kind of ugly. You close your nose and you hope that it's going to hit. But if you're going to use that 2-run bonus out there, here's a little education for you guys. 20-year sample, 25% success rate for the road teams to go up by 2 runs, even if they lose. And that's the whole idea, right? You're kind of insuring it against the loss. In case the team loses, you get that 2-run lead. Don't be afraid to take big swings with those things out there. 25% for the road team to go up 2 runs or more. The home team only just under, it's 17.5% on the losses. So for what that's worth noting out there, I'm assuming, because you guys are so damn sharp, that you kind of figured that out already, but worth noting again, the 2-runner hitting at 0.25% of the losses. Now, they only measure it based on losses because if it wins, it doesn't matter. You won anyways, right? So 1/4 of the losses for the road teams have popped up and had that 2+ run lead. Bear it in mind. They put that thing out there all the time. They want baseball action. They're trying to bring it in, and that's the way they're going after it. So speaking of going after it, let's get into it here. Let's see what we can do. Let me jockey some things around on the schedule. We've got the first baseball game popping off, and it's 6:40. I've already seen a couple of you guys talking about this one in the chat. Some late-minute information kind of came across the pike for me on that Angels-Reds game. It's a no play for me, ultimately. I'm not getting invested in that game. I will tell you this from some numbers, from some trends out there. Let's see if I can find them here. I mean, the overs. The Reds are 1-12 when they're at home versus a lefty their last 13 games. So right off the gate, it makes me a little suspicious with that questionable Red situation. They say Nick Lodolo's pitching. It looked like there was some interesting numbers around that. Nonetheless, Tyler Anderson's 0-6, his last 6 road games off a loss in his last start. So not a spot I want to get involved with here. We talk about intersecting zeros. We try to get some opportunities where we can capitalize and crush it. That's not one of them for me. I'm not trying to guess which one of these 2 losers is going to go out there and lose less. But if you're looking at some totals, I will say this from a totals perspective. Let me jump back in there. The totals smashing. There it is. Teams that are shorter than +140 in the first game of the series are 31-2 to the over if they got swept in the totals 9 or more. So I don't know how you want to skin the cat in that Reds game, but the over looks like that might be a look out there. See, Matt, welcome back to the show, my guy. It's great to see you. How you doing?
What is up, Mikey? How we doing? Shout out to the chat. We had to run it back. We got to come back. There's no UFC. We got this big card of baseball and NBA playoffs we'll get to, which I have not found easy. These 2 games, the last 2 days, I have looked at them every which way, up, down, left, right, up, the whole thing. And but we'll get to those later. But what were you hitting on here, man?
So I'm jumping into the White Sox and the Phillies game to start this thing off here. 6:40 start. We got 20 minutes till first pitch. We've got a situation where 97% of the cash is on the Philadelphia Phillies. Only 28% of the money. You guys might be new here. We'll share it with you. We look at the bets. We look at the cash. We're not arguing where the cash comes from or the source. We're curious and interested in how the books are reacting to that situation. The bet's typically going to constitute things like your $5 bettors, your $10 bettors, your parlay bettors, your teaser bettors, your prop bettors. Everything kind of rolls into the soup for the percentage of bets. then it's the percentage of money that we generally find are going to be, bigger bettors, sharper bettors. You're not going to find like a guy that's dropping 10 grand on a 5-leg parlay, right? They're going to go and isolate a game for 10 grand, and then they're going to go back. And then after they drop that 10 grand, we want to know how the books have reacted. In this case, the public consensus is this is a Philly spot. They're going to smash. This line opened up from minus 188. It's dropped down to minus 175, and we got a falling total. The Phillies games have been under fast. I think they're 13-2 now in their last 15 games, CMAC, to the under. Definitely more predominant for these Phils on the road for that under, but nonetheless, we have 67% of the bets on the under, but we have 63% of the cash on the over. And I found a number that jumped off the page to me. I know it's a little different here. I know we've got Turnbull on the mound here for the Phillies. He's got a 1.8 ERA. We got Crochet on the other side of things out there with the White Sox, 3.57 ERA. But how about this one, C-Mac? I was surprised to find it. It makes a lot of sense to me. We look at this Spencer Turnbull. When he's out there pitching against the White Sox, he's 0-5 in his career. He's losing by almost 4 runs a game. The run line is 1-4 in those spots. Now, they're all Tigers games. They was a Tiger for every one of those games against the White Sox. So I get it. Anybody that wants to discount it and start kind of hemming and hawing about it. But the numbers in those fucking games, C-Mac, they let up 7 runs, 5 runs, 9 runs, 5 runs, 9 runs over that 5-game stretch. Guys getting smoked. Then I saw Garrett struck out 10 batters in 4.2 innings the last time for the White Sox out there. Yeah. Starters are 12-0 when they struck out at least 10 in less than 5 innings the previous start. I love this. This is that intersection point for me. We're intersecting the no wins for Spencer Turnbull with the 12-0 wins for pitchers like Garrett Crochet. And I want both. I want the first 5 and the full game for me. I typically will do this throughout the baseball season where I'll kind of go in on both sides. If not kind of, I'm going in on both sides of it. I'm trying to capitalize on the starting pitching matchup. And then in this case, particularly, I want to hammer this bullpen here, the lack of bullpen for the Phillies. What do you think?
Mikey, you ripped it. How much do you go on that on the early part of the year? How long does this stretch? Just so you 1 start is 0 wins, that good stat you just gave. You go off that in this, with that trend.
Well, for me, I see the numbers and I use it. I use the numbers as kind of the eyeball test, right? Like at first and foremost, I'm looking and I see, okay, here's an angle that I want to attack. Then I look at these Phillies though, and I just got, I know that they came out there. It was the Rockies, but they fucking struggled against the Rockies, man. They had a 2-1 win, a 5-0 win, a 7-6 win. And I've seen that bullpen, especially against the Pittsburgh Pirates, just kind of gassed out. So for me, it's kind of like, hey, here's an opportunity to take that swing with that plus money spots with numbers that kind of validate it for me. I wanted to isolate these pitchers, and then I looked at the full games and I thought, everybody loves this Phillies game. There's no way they lose out there. But in this case here, the Phils are 0-8 to the under after they let 6 or more runs up in their last 8 games. To me, that says that there's not a lot of scoring coming in there. All things to me point to take a shot with the White Sox.
I get it. And, it's moved that way with all the love to the Phillies. This number's going up. I don't trust the White Sox. But you know what I think if this happens? Because my one thing is I just don't right now, Mike. I don't want them. They're 2-15. But that means you're telling me they're going to hit. So I look at the over. When I was looking at this game, this is too low of a number. So can they score 3 or 4 runs? I think the Phillies can get there. And what do we get from Croquet here? That you talked about 10 Ks. Yeah, Croquet, Garrett. He had 10 Ks against the Reds. He looked good, but I don't think he's very good. I wanted nothing to do with this. So this was all yours. I got to get it. And it was very good for me last year, staying off the White Sox in a team where years past I wanted part of, where they were better. And I want them a few. I just don't want them here. So I hope you get this here today. I just have to be off until I see something from them.
Yeah, and I don't know that over the long haul of this series they can get it done. But if you kind of look back at their performances here as of late, especially here with these White Sox, they did come off that last win. Lower scoring games though. So it's their bullpen, it's their defense that's been able to kind of hang in those games. And we know that the Phillies, they're definitely a hit to contact type of squad out there. So, I think this is an opportunity for us to take a swing with this plus money and see where it gets us. Now, midway through the season, will I feel entirely different about these Phillies? Probably. But the only way for me to exact any kind of profit out of these guys is to lay 1.5 runs at plus 125. I don't think, they got to go out there and win by 10 if they're going to win by 2. And I just don't know that they have it in them this early in the season.
All right.
Let's go.
Good.
Onward and upward, C-Mac. I got a game that we're both interested in here. We've got the Astros and the Nationals here. 6:45 start here. This one's coming up in about 20 minutes as well, so we're making good time. We've got the Nationals with 59% of the bets and then 96% of the cash. It's moved from plus 144 to plus 135. Everybody likes this home team in the Nats. And so we talked about kind of how the books are reacting to it. A lot of times when I see that numbers, like we talked about the Phillies game, right? To me, at least on the surface level, the general perception with 97% of the bets on the Phillies is everybody loves the Phillies. But the bigger bettors are saying, I'm not going to give that juice up. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to get a swing for this plus money. On the flip side of things with this Nationals team here, we see only 59% of the bets on the Nationals. Makes a lot of sense because the Houston Astros are a pretty public team. So that kind of correlates with me as far as what I would expect to see for the cash. But the bigger bettors coming in as well, saying the Nationals are going to come out here and get the job done. The books are concerned about those bigger bettors. They've moved it down 9 cents in this game, C-Mac. Talk to us about this one here. We got Mackenzie Gore, 2.81 ERA. We got Verlander coming out there. First start of the season for this guy. What say you? Let's talk about this game.
Yeah, what do you mean? You mean Verlander, yeah, first start. Yeah, yep. Okay. I thought you said Gore there for a second. Gore's been good, so I worried he gets hit. This is the ultimate game, like it seems like a series for the Astros, and we've seen it. Normally we've seen it the last couple of years. They've come out slow where they catch fire for about a month and a half, and that's been it. They go on a crazy run. They go 25-5 during a stretch for them. They've just been so cold. But if you go back to it, that's what I mean. They could go in there here and sweep the Nats. We all know the Astros versus lefties. Mackenzie Gore is a guy I've been wanting to back, though, more and more the last couple of years. And he could get tattooed here. I'm a little worried about a lot of love for the Nats, but I think it's real. And I had to take him first 5 because another issue, and I only want him first 5. It's like a few other games. The Rockies game got postponed. I talk about how just don't take the Rockies full game. You'll feel a lot better with your bankroll and everything else. And there's been a weird thing, and I think it only happened one time to me where they didn't cash and came back and won at home where I had my money on it, which is wild for that. But Verlander hasn't looked good in these starts, and I don't know if he's ready. It's just he's been a little bit wild. The K's, he had 6-3 against Vegas and Frisco. I don't know. 5-6 earned. I think it might take him some time. So I'm on the Nats here, first 5. I think the best number I got was right around plus 110, maybe better. I have to double check my bet, but I'm on the Nats here, first 5.
I see a 114 out there, so we can lock that in for you. We'll lay it down.
Yeah, that'll work. I got it right around there, I think. Okay, that'll work.
This is a situation where we can both cash too, because you'll see the parlay. I gave that out there earlier. It's the your grandma's wearing your sister's panties again play of the day. And we have a nice record going on that, by the way, C-Mac. We're 8-5. We're up 6.5 units on that play because we're going after these kind of dogs here and looking for this hunt. Thing is this one. So everybody talked. This is what surprised me about this game. I'm curious your take. The Astros, everyone says they smash lefties. How about when the
Astros haven't though right now? There's just the past. Right. Yeah, like the last. Yeah, they are not. They haven't nothing. Yeah.
On a total that's less than 9 when the Astros are a favorite, they're 0-7 in those spots. I found that really incredible given that again, I know it's early in the season, so we're looking at kind of a small sample size, but it's all we got to work with at this point here. It's not the same team as last year. I thought from that perspective, coupled with Verlander, I think your first 5 spot makes a lot of sense to me. I was looking back at some numbers here as far as kind of how I arrived at this spot there. First and foremost, I looked at this under. I like the under. If I was going to only make one play in this game, it would probably be this under. The under's gone 4-10 when Mackenzie Gore starts as a home dog. We've got some other unders out there specific to Verlander as well. So to me, I kind of looked at those two spots and I thought, okay, maybe we see that lower scoring game. The fact that the Astros are losing against the lefty with a total that's less than 9 means they set this number less. It's going to be a struggle for the Astros to get up there and score, but maybe it's a 4-3 type of game, and I don't need to lay the 1.5. I see a lot of people are kind of doing that. I respect it if that's the way you want to go. We got a 6-14 Astros team that has to get their shit together here. The Astros are 40-13 when Verlander starts as a road favorite. So they're 20-3 against the divisional opponents. They're 20-10 against non-divisional opponents out there. And to me, it's just the under, as I mentioned, for Verlander, 8 seasons as a road favorite between a -130 and a -190. They're 26-3 to the under as well. So kind of a lot of data to crunch inside of there, but I get that first 5 look and kind of the banking on saying, Verlander might not be ready. And there's your +114 spot to validate that. I think there's enough with this Nationals or with this Houston team to come back and get the job done. Albeit though, I did cash on some national spots there, specifically against the Dodgers. They won out 2 and 3 of those games outright, and they were +1.5 spots. That's some nice plus money. So not to sleep on those Nationals.
I like the under too. I just can't deal with 8. Like, I missed it. I missed the hook. I can't go kind of chasing that, even for the push with that and the numbers. It all came to me too, going through everything today, to look to the under here. And then the one question mark with Verlander, but you're looking at a Nats offense that isn't really potent. That's not rolling. It's played well. They're 8-10 and had some good wins. He beat the Dodgers, but they're not like this fearsome lineup,
It's also that travel spot. They spent a lot of time on the West Coast, so it's the first game kind of buzzing back home.
Classic under spot, yeah.
Right. And then, I guess that's the benefit there with this Astros in the under spot was I was able to get it back up to that 8.5. So, I know Troy. I'll have to ask Troy. I know he tracked it last year, and he had some ridiculous numbers where, like, I think it was Troy, when the total moved a full point, it was like reverse action of so the chasing essentially, right? You're right on. When it's moved from 9 to 8, it ends up popping back at that 8 or 9, and then you chase that under and you lost. So I'll have to find out what that number was from Troy, but I do recall there being some correlation behind it. Like I said, I'm rolling the Astros the under. We can both cash. Good luck. Maybe it's 1-0, and then the bottom of the 6th inning, or I guess maybe the top of the 7th inning, Tucker comes out there and goes yardstick for me. How about that?
By the way, I put out my props. So that's one I did not, that I had circled. And I haven't betted either. I kind of just missed. I like him today.
Tucker?
Yeah, but I didn't bet it. I had him here. I put all my bets in. I put them out on Twitter, some of these hitter props. But I had him circled, so I'm going to have to get back to it, maybe put that in. But yeah, I had him circled today. Yeah, no, but I have him here. I got everything listed, Mikey. Come on, you talk about pen and paper.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
didn't invent it. I was going to say, I invented it, baby. Fucking get your notepad out. Get the notes down, baby.
Is it a pencil or is it written in pen?
It's pen. I like a pencil, but yeah,
I don't mind
the pencil.
It's funny when Jimmy was saying that earlier today. He's like, I write in pen. No erasing here. Let's go. I see our guy.
The pencil is good for the erase. You're right. That is, especially if you're still writing a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And doing all that, you have to do pencil. But day to day, when I'm just doing my notes, because I just the old cross out with the pen. Yeah.
So Kelsey says first 5 under ? And Chris Comentini's laughing about the pen and paper. Listen, we tell you guys at the start of every show, get it out there. Kelsey, I would say based on the assessment of this opportunity, the first 5 under is the spot that I like the first 5 under in this spot. For me, it's hard to give that out though. I mean, this line's dropping and C-Max on that national spot. So, 2-1 could certainly be the case. The thing about this line here is as long as the Nats don't get over 4 or I guess over 3, I'm in business. So it's hard for me to say, gun to my head. If I had a free play, yeah, I'd take the first 5 under. I would. But
so crucial for me to get on totals, take it early. It's just true the night before on totals. The others, like, you can wait, I believe, on that. And it's been so big to me between the push and winning, the 4 and the 4.5. You know what I mean? And, the 4.5 and the 5. The 5 will get you the push. Like, just if you're now, it's a 4. Unless you love it, I think you stay off if you didn't get the hook.
The other thing is, as far as the hooks and things like that too, I've completely shut down on the plus a halves. I mean, unless there's like good plus money behind it, like a Colorado first 5 plus a half, I'll sprinkle.
Me too.
I'll take
I never do. You know me.
No,
I'd
rather just fucking beat me in the head with a bat versus taking that half, because I'm not laying minus 130. If they're gonna push, I'm comfortable with that. Eating that juice and not laying it out there. If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose anyways. So what's the difference? I'm not trying to drop that third of a unit down there and have to make that up somewhere else. It's hard to make games up when you start getting losses like that. So let's go onward, though. We got plenty of games to talk about tonight. We got the next game up here, C-Max Special. We've got the Oakland Athletics and the Cleveland Guardians. Here's that spot we talked about. 94% of the bets, 88% of the cash on the Guardians. No way the Guardians lose. Yet the books have said, hey, we opened it at minus 174. Now it's minus 155, a 20-cent move in the direction of the Oakland Athletics. The total's got 50% of the bets, but 86% of the cash. And we're seeing 7.5s now start to turn to 8s. So we'll say with this situation here, what we do know, we got Tristan McKenzie rolling up there on the bump for the Guardians, 6.23 earned run average. And then we got Boyle for Oakland. Not a guy I know a lot about, but I do know he's got a 5.68 ERA, C-Mac. No play for me in this one, but I am excited to hear your breakdown. The floor is yours, my guy.
There's one thing here with Boyle. He could get hit around, but this Guardian teams isn't the best hitting. And they've done all right kind of early on in the year in certain games. Like I haven't been a ton. I'd like to be on their unders. I really haven't so far. And it's worked out. I'm going to down the stretch. And this is a guy why I don't want the first 5 under, even with these two. The A's I have been on. I've already been like 4 or 5 of their first 5 unders. And I think I'm 3-1 already. Boyle can get hit. We don't know enough about him. I saw him here in Vegas in AAA pitch, and he pitched pretty good. He got rocked that first start against the Red Sox. I think he gives you a good 5 innings right now. And I've seen McKenzie 2 starts already. Even the start he had that was okay, the velocity was down. So his strikeouts are way down. He's walking people. He's not right. I think the elbow is not there right now. And first 5, don't mess with the bullpens, especially with Oakland. I don't want it. I'm on the A's, first 5 here, plus 140. Had to take it, give it to me. And this could be low scoring, but it almost seems like until I see McKenzie pitch well, I think the A's could get, 2, 3, 4, first 5. So I want that. Here, I'm on it. Oakland first 5.
I'll tell you, you talk about the McKenzie arm there, and I know, we kind of the jury's out on it. We're all kind of believing that there's going to be some issue with this guy being able to go to the long haul. We've already seen some big Tommy John operations in the first couple of weeks of the season, but how about this one for the Oakland Athletics? If anyone's looking at the total on this thing, 8-0 to the over when they're on the road off a home win. So they don't win at home very often, but 8-0, they come back when they go out there. Next game, they go out there and they're covering the run line by over 4, or they're covering the total by over 4 runs a game. It's almost 4.25. So Oakland could certainly get rolling, and those bats could get hot. And kind of once they start separating from it, they just kind of seem to, those games they like to get cooking. And there's not much bullpen support behind them there to keep those runs down in the second half of the game.
Yeah, he's like the 6 walks the last start, but like even that start where I was talking about with a nothing, I mean, 4 walks and 2 Ks, it's just not there. The velocity's not there. The spin is not there right now. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just hanging on, but I think the elbow's messed up. I think it's a great chance. When everyone, just the regular bettors looking at, take the Guardians here, A's blow like normal. I got to be on this plus 140 first 5.
I dig it. What was the juice you got on it?
Plus 140, I believe.
Sweet.
First
Thank
5.
You. Thank you. Let's roll on. We got 740 special with the Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals here. Love these games here early in the season. Everybody loves this Baltimore Orioles team. And in fact, what do we see with the cash flow right now? 80% of the bets. Everybody likes these Baltimore Orioles. However, 79% of the cash on the Kansas City Royals. We look at the total. The total's climbing up. It's gone from 8.5s to 9s. But again, kind of a split situation. 67% of the bets on the over, 53% of the cash on the under. I kind of feel like when it's moved to 9, that's when we started seeing some of the sharper bettors coming in there saying, all right, I'll take this because the push is in play. The push gets back in play, and that's oh so critical. So I looked at this one here. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this game, C-Mac, but I'm going back to it. It's been cashing for me already this season. It's this season specifically, and it's the Kansas City Royals off of Nerfy. Now, they had the doubleheader yesterday because they had the canceled game the day before because of weather. They're 9-2 straight up and on the run line. They're covering by over 3 runs on the run line. It's also 3-7 to the under on that Nerfy spot out there. So, look, Dean Kremer, I get it. Everybody likes this guy. He's certainly got a guy who can go out there and get the job done. Does Marsh the guy that you want to go put your cash on? Today it is, because I think these Kansas City Royal bats can go out there and kind of handle business. You got the Baltimore O's that are, in this travel spot. They got to roll up into town after just a doubleheader homestand there with Milwaukee and Minnesota. And again, we've got a spot where off that Nerfy, they're 9-2, a lower scoring opportunity. Probably makes sense. Although I kind of felt like there were runs. Now that we're at that 9, I certainly wouldn't get involved with it. But I double dipped it. Again, I'm taking advantage of this start with the slower start and the opportunity. If Baltimore is going to come out there and kick the shit out of Kansas City, then I'll check out and I'm fine with it. But I do believe in this case, we can see Kansas City starts out hot, plus 110, the full game at plus 115 as well. And then I went to the other side of this one, C-Mac. You and I are guys that have been known to talk about the bats. And I'm going to go to the bats on this one. I'm going to go to Colton Cowser. How about this guy? Hitting 7th in the lineup. And he's hit. One of the strategies that I've been trying to whirl with this year, C-Mac, is I'm trying to go opposite side of the team I think is going to win to get me that RBI opportunity where it makes sense. Not definitively, but just as a general thought there that last year I kind of double dipped or triple dipped. I thought overs, and then I'm going to take the team I think is going to win, and then I'm going to add the RBIs to it. Well, the problem is you're fucked if they end up losing that game and it goes under. So you just lost everything. It's a little, I don't know how to say it's an insurance opportunity, but this guy's hitting down in the 7th spot there. And who's he got in front of him? He's got Mullins, Mountcastle, and Santander. Not to mention the entire top of the fucking order for Baltimore with Henderson, Rutschman, O'Hearn. There's a lot of opportunity for this guy. He's 2 at-bats against Alec Marsh. He's gotten 1 hit on him already. He's 500 early in the season, early in the career. But it's 225 for Colton Cowser to get an RBI for me. So that's another play that I dropped in there. You ever heard of that
He's
guy?
Been come on. Are you kidding me? He was a little bit of a surprise for, I think, what he put up last year in AAA. He hit 317 homers and then earned the spot, had a good spring, and boom, he earned the job, basically. He's already 400. 4 homers. He's got 15 RBIs. Yeah, talking about, I've already been on him once. He's all over the radar for me, Mikey. I don't know what we get here. Royals have been good to start the year. I don't think it continues. I think they're about a 500 team, not awful. Not win 65 games. I think they're more around 500. Marsh has been good. I mean, he's 2-0. The ERA is 4. And D. Kramer has not been good. So this continues just early on. Normal. Once he gets going, maybe Dean Kramer look to the Orioles. But as of right now, I think you roll with the Royals. You just keep going with a hot team early on. Teams that maybe I'm not going to be betting later on here in a couple months. We mentioned the Pirates. I talk about play well early, fade some of these teams. But I have to say, this Orioles lineup is stacked. And that's why they're going to be one of the better teams of baseball. They were last year, a little bit of a surprise. But they for sure won, I think, 95 games, even in that division. As you rip through the lineup there, and Jackson Holliday hasn't done anything. He'll come around. They kind of brought him up, rushed him. I think he'll be fine when it comes to it. So this was tough for me. Baltimore, small favorite. These teams, Orioles 12-6, Royals 12-7. I kind of don't want to bet against either of them, so I'm off here.
I kind of feel like long-term in the season, Kansas City is going to probably run into some issues with their bats, just because they don't seem to have a lot of depth on the surface. Salvador Perez, sure.
Yeah.
But now I think with this spot early in the season, this number is suspiciously low for Baltimore too. And not that I would just play it based on the number being low, but for the perception that Baltimore's out there beating everybody down there, a minus 132 just seems like it's a little bit of a question mark on that spot.
Yeah, and I just think as the year goes on, they don't have the staff of arms. I don't know if these guys keep pitching. Like Singer's okay. I mean, Marsh, there's injuries. Bobby Witt, for sure. We all know Perez is getting older. Vinny P in the 3-hole. I think he could hit 30 homers for sure. But this was one, Bobby Witt. But it was too juice. You have to go with the ribby. and he has 4 homers, but he only has 8 RBIs. If you don't mind the RBI, it's plus 150 because there's 1.5 minus 120. I couldn't get there. He's 3 for 6 here off good old Dean. This was the circle for me last night, Mikey. You know, minus 120, you go with the ribby if you want the ribby here in the 2-hole. He just hasn't had a ton there in that spot with Garcia. It's kind of been the homers, and that's it for his ribbies. But if he has a 3 for 4 day or something like that, he's going to get the RBI. He might even get the jet. You know what I mean? He'll have a couple of doubles and get it. So if you want that, I was heavy here with Bobby Witt Jr.
Jay Stone likes Gelov there to hit the single at plus 110. Caddy Daddy is Tyler Diamond plus 120 on the card. Gerardo leans Tyler Diamond out there. Our guy Keith says, I like St. Louis Cards money line at plus 112. He's giving us good luck. Says, let's cash these plays. Gagnon, the Braves over 4.5. Trout home run, Pirates and the Brewers. And Pub Sports, T says the Royals are making the playoffs out there. How about that? T's big on that. T says 1-0 Boston. I literally was going to give you guys Boston when that last place started there. But anyhow, let's roll on. We got one last game for baseball. Then we're going to flip gears because we've only got 15 minutes or so till we've got first tip in this NBA game. So, you know, C-Mac and I talked about it. We were loving that Colorado spot, but now that we've kind of gotten a cancellation, we wanted to come in and give you guys one more spot that we're jumping in on here. We've got the Mets and the Dodgers. Big game. It's 10. I was going to say 10.10. It's 10:10 p.m. And we got a spot where, 21% of the bets on the Mets, but 91% of the cash. However, all that money coming in on the Mets, it went from plus 166 to plus 170. The total's got 50-50 bets, 83% of the cash on the over, yet the total's gone from 8.5 to 8. It almost seems, again, like that's one of those situations where the sharps love to buy in when they can get rid of the hook, when they can eliminate that hook. And I kind of feel like that might be what we've got going on here, C-Mac. I guess we'll have to kind of look more market research behind it, but we got Yamamoto and Manoah, and we know, the jury for Yamamoto in that first overseas game, he got touched up, but, big spot for him. We'll see what happens as he bounces back through his career. The Dodgers and the Mets, C-Mac, the floor is yours. Talk to us about how you want to get paid.
Shout out to the chat, Kelsey, Gerald Jones, as always, my dude, AOD, Justin, Kelsey, Keith, good to see you. He's taking off Caddy Daddy, Gerardo, as always, Rogue Energy, what's up, my man? It's good to see Christopher Comatini, straight OG for years and years, always roll with us, VP, Polo, what's up, my man? Shout out to all you guys, Big Scott, Coin, everyone here, Nathan Cerna, Kelly, anybody that I missed, appreciate it. Hit the like button. So yes, we should have 100, Mikey. I mean, come on. I saw we had like 85 yesterday.
We're slacking.
Hit the goddamn.
We gotta ask for. You guys give us that like button. We'll give you more content. We'll give you more plays. We'll give you more spots that we're getting involved with here. And we just need you guys to help us build this thing and get your voices heard. It's all about us, not just we here. It's a team sport, and you guys are very much on the team. We need you to hit the thumbs up button. Come on now.
Yeah, for sure. This one, with this total, just keeps showing that, like, this is going to be under. But there's no way with Sean Manaea on the mound and the Dodgers off a shutout. I think they had been shut out since last July or August. It's been a ton of games. Dodgers get more than 4.5. I took their team total over. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe the struggles continue. But the numbers here are too good. Mookie Betts, all these guys, Freddie Freeman. I took Will Smith. Haven't taken him all year. Eats lefties. We know that. That's what he's there for. And he's got to be bigger. Ohtani does. Freddie Freeman, these guys have sucked with runners in scoring position. It's just a fact. And that's why they blow in the fucking playoffs. I mean, that's just – there's no-shows from all these guys. And it's been awful. And it's been awful the last few days. They haven't had to go anywhere. And what do we get? Can Yamamoto shove? This is another thing, Mikey. I haven't had a read on him. We don't know. Even the start, he was good. He was all right, I thought. And I think as the year goes on, I'm going to bet on him and look to back him into unders what we can, with the Dodgers being, a big number, big favorites. But I still don't know what we get with him. He's still settling in. So that, I don't know. That means the Mets, the team total on the Mets is plus money 3.5. They could go ice cold. or maybe they put up 5 against him. What did you think in this game? But I'm on the Dodgers team total here. I haven't been on that since the beginning, kind of. I've laid off for 2 weeks now. I'm on it here against Sean. I just I don't know if he can be back here.
Yeah, I'm laying the run line on the Dodgers in this one. It's the -1.5 plus 110 spot. We got a situation. First of all, the Dodgers off a series loss in game 1 as a home favorite are 61-33. They bounced back incredibly well. We've heard about the Dodger bounce back. I mean, that's kind of compromised by what they did the last 2 seasons prior with some of the data, but there's some other X's and O's here. Teams that have a line that's longer than plus 155. This is the Met spot. So anytime you hear longer, it just means bigger than, right? 1-31 in those spots out there. They're getting mauled by 4 runs. I talked about this on Jimmy's show in the chat earlier today. I said, this might be that spot to run the ladder here. And, I don't like that they're at home. I know we missed those numbers and kind of wasn't a big believer in what that does to the overall situation. But I did see, after kind of dissecting high-level information there, when you lose that bottom of the 9th opportunity, you need your boys to be kicking the shit out of them early, because it does play a factor in the run line. But here, I got the run line at -1.5 at plus 110. I think it's a good spot for him. That margin to me says take the 2.5 as plus 170. You could probably even move that thing up to 3.5 if you're trying to sprinkle it there. I think the Mets get the shit kicked out of them tonight. They've been hitting well. They were at home. We saw that they struggled a little bit against the Pirates there. Pete Alonso, where Pete Alonso goes, this team goes. They put him in the 4-hole. It makes a lot of sense. I get it. I'm just not, I just think that this.
But I don't know with Yamamoto. I think he could get hit. He has unbelievable stuff, and he has strikeout stuff. But we see that with some guys, your strikeout stuff, but you'll get hit. And until I think he gets going, because he really was, the best pitcher in Japan. I think it works. It's just going to take some time. And that was the one question with me. With it a little bit. I just think the Dodgers get today here. I don't know if they score 10 runs, but I think we get it here. Manaea, the classic guy, which I love. Dodgers, great plate discipline. They have been the last 5 or 6 years at taking walks. Manaea walks a ton. And when you have a lineup like that, and the bottom hasn't done shit. Taylor, Hernandez, these guys should be fucking looking over their fucking shoulder. They already brought up Pages. They need to start swinging the bats. And I just think it's a perfect day to do that here. And if it's not, it'll be another more crying and bitching in the papers, the whole thing. Dodgers don't do anything today.
This is just another one of those isolated travel spots where you got the Mets coming off of those series back at home. They're going to roll back out there. Now, the Dodgers are settling in at home as well, but I think that actually in this case, that 3rd series or whatever in a row now at home, I think this gives them at least the advantage early. Plus 110. If this was another 3 weeks into the season, I would drop the 2.5 at plus 170, and I'd say fuck that single run. But the bats are just too cold for me. Could this be a 3-1 type of finish? I mean, maybe, probably not. I think it's probably going to be more like a 5-2, and then they cover their team total. That was something that everyone was hot on early. And to your point, you stayed off that thing. Now I think it's time that we start to see it kind of come to that bounce back. Back-to-back unders for this Dodgers against the Nationals, but those numbers were also 10s. At 10s, they weren't getting there. At 8.5s, they were getting there. So probably a 9 seems like the sweet spot from a number perspective. I love that team total spot. I'm on the 1.5. Might even look at it. It's a later game for us, so I got time to think about whether or not I want to add the -1.5 to the team total over as well. Plus money hunting, C-Mac. We're not getting rich in Major League Baseball by fucking dropping -120s and -150s here. We swing for the fences. And you did a great job of that yesterday. You're over 1.5 bases there, and your hockey goal scoring as well. Fuck you and that hockey guy that scores plus.
Yeah, the over 1.5. We should add that over Flames. I thought about their team total, the 4.5, but I thought the Sharks would get some. I mean, we had the whole 3rd period and just nothing really going to get it. But it was a really good day, so I can't complain.
Well, let's move on. We got a couple of minutes still to tip off for the NBA. I know everyone wants to hear what we're talking about with these games here, and I'm going game hunting. I already told you this. I got a couple of strategies I'm putting into play.
All right.
With the Bulls and the Heat here, we opened up at 3. We've dropped to 2s and 2.5s. 56% of the bets, 78% of the cash on the Bulls. So the line is moving in the right direction. The Heat opened up as decent-sized favorites. We know there's going to be Jimmy Butler issues. This line dropped from 209.5 to 207.5. 72% of the bets on the over, but 68% of the cash on the under. See that? I'll start if you want, or you can go after it. You tell me what you want to do.
You go.
All right.
Rip it.
First and foremost, first half unders in the NBA playoffs have been a cash cow. 114-70 first half unders in the NBA playoffs the last 3 seasons. That's a 62% win rate. I told you guys I'm not coming in here with 50-50 numbers. We're going 60% plus. It's 3-1 this season. The first half priced at under 100.5 at minus 105 is the best spot that I can get on that opportunity. That I'm jumping in on. And then I'm going in at this thing here. I'm taking the Bulls. I've got the Bulls at the plus 2.5. Right now, you can still get the 2.5 at minus 115. So I want the hook involved in it. But last but not least, you'll see it on the screen. I'm running back to it. We got the Bulls money line. We got Kobe White 20 plus points. And we got Boost 10 plus rebounds at plus 321 is the number that's out there for this one. That was a FanDuel number. It's a parlay. It's the same game parlay with the Bulls, Kobe White 20 plus points and Boost 10 plus rebounds. I got the plus 2.5 for the Bulls, and I've got the under 100.5 in the first half of this game, C-Mac.
I kind of get it. It was just too low for me. I looked at that, especially off the Bulls scoring 130 points. Like, you know, in that last game that just went way over, which I had, which was good. And I had the Heat to cover, which really worked out. Jimmy Butler out. I kind of went to the props. I'm just struggling here. I think they can win at home. I do like the Bulls. They're feisty. It's a game now they think, you know, he's out. We could get. So I was kind of looking to props, but I got to be so careful with the props during the playoffs. You know, some of these star players really, they go over and you're good. Some of these other guys don't. Like, I think Hawkes, I was looking at his points. I think still at 12.5 was a little high. I almost pulled the trigger there. And on the flip side, Kobe White just had a huge game. I don't think he has anything like that again. I looked at his under a little bit. DeMar DeRozan, the overall year, Mikey, on this show I've told you about. DeMar DeRozan in a play, basically the whole game. And maybe he gets there. His just props been a little bit too high. So I love Bam. He had a double-double, 10-12 last game. And Tyler Hero had some big shots. He's got to be big again. This is like the coin flip. This was a live bet for me. Nothing, just these 2 games. I just went back and forth and on this, and I had so much shit on the over, under, and each team. I got to stay off. If I just, nothing was good for me with my money. I'm off.
Well, I'll tell you, a couple intersecting zero spots that I mentioned earlier today. The Heat, they're 0-5 when they do not have Jimmy Butler in the lineup this season and a total less than 218.5. They're also 5-0 to the under. So there's a big spot there on that opportunity. Then we've got another one. When the line is between a +6 and a -6, the team's off a win as a favorite. They're 24-0 if they lost the previous meeting by up to 20 points against the team. So it's a little bit of a revenge opportunity there as well. The intersection, no buckets, and the revenge opportunity, 24-0 for me. I'm in it. I think it. You know what? I got a lot of people saying the Heat. You know, when you play the averages, what are the fucking chances a team goes from the fucking play-in game again and rolls all the way down the street? To me, there's no chance I see it happening here. I'm on the Bulls. That's where I'm at. I see you guys with the Phils up 3-0. I'm going to hang on to my ticket just the same.
Yeah. Alec Bohm, 3-run jack.
Fucker. I looked at him today, too. I was like, man, it's all good, though. It's all good. Let's talk about this last game and get everybody up out of here to start their weekend, C-Mac. The Sacramento Kings, the New Orleans Pelicans. We got a line that opened at 2. It's dropped to 1. 71% of the bets and 71% of the cash on the Sacramento Kings. Then we got a total that's dropped 8 points from 218.5 to 210.5. But we've got 98% of the bets and 97% of the cash on the over. The big thing for this game here and why I think this line's kind of compromised when you start looking at the movement is the Zion Williamson news, right? We know that Zion's out. He's got the hamstring injury. He will not be playing. We got no Monk, no Horter on the other side of things here, but it looks like everybody else is a go. Should be Ingram's going to be rolling out there. Valanciunas is going to be. Everyone's going, with the exception of Zion, who probably doesn't want to be playing basketball much longer, anyways. But that's neither here nor there, C-Mac. I heard you talking about it. Tough spots with these games. I fully agree. This one I thought was a little more difficult than that Bull spot, but yeah. You know, what do you think? What do you think about this game?
And this total's gone way down. And I get that the playoffs, the unders have hit. I just didn't want to get now at this number. I can't take it with no Zion. The Pellies, the 5-0. You know, when we were on the show a couple weeks ago, Mikey, weren't you on the Kings in that game? The Pellies went there and beat them. Because I don't think Ingram's 100%. We were talking about the other night. He's just not. Maybe he proves it wrong, and he shows it. Zion's just too good. Creates no shots, so that's Valanciunas has to be big. McCollum had a shitty game. Jones has got to be better. They have a big night here. They're at home. Place should be rocking, Smoothie King Center. But the Kings got to be feeling good about themselves. But this is a team I can't trust on the road from game in to game out. But they have to feel like we can go in and win. I do but there's nothing my money wants to back that at all. There's just nothing. Barnes was good. Murray had an unbelievable game. Let's see if he can do that again. One thing, the Pelicans all year long, I thought their defense has been pretty good, and that's been a difference in them the last few years, where I thought they were that up and down team that played the overs. Their defense has been better. Kings still have Fox. All these guys play huge minutes. Sabonis. Tough one. I think this is a game. Maybe this has gone too low. It can get over, but nothing's like screaming like, bet this. I want my money on. I think you look live in this one too. Sorry.
Well, I'm going back to that.
No NBA action.
I think it's a great look. I definitely think there's going to be, especially with these tight numbers with a 1. Team goes on a 10-point run, you're picking up a +7 or a +8.
Yes.
Either side of things.
Yes.
In a great spot. Absolutely.
Bingo.
And there's
especially watching it. Yeah.
And both these teams are known to go on runs. That being said, though, I'm going to the first half under 108.5. I already told you why. First half unders, NBA playoffs. I don't know about the full games. We saw what happened the other night there with that Bulls spot or was it the Bulls? That one that went over 208 was the number. It gets to 209. We talked about
the Heat. Over. That was just the last set. Yeah, the Heat game. Yeah.
I'm going back to the under though for the first half, and I am going to jump on the Kings. I'm going to take the Kings on the money line.
It's going back to it.
It's win or go home. Fuck these Pelicans. But I'll tell you, I'll give you some, besides my fuck these Pelicans anecdote here. When you got the Pelicans are 0-10 when they're favored up to a -8 versus a team off a win that was a dog or a strong favorite in those spots out there. So either big favorite or they came back as a dog. Either way, the team's got some momentum. They're 0-10 against those teams. Also, the Kings are 8-0 when they're on the road as a favorite or a small dog versus a team that's winning between 53 and 60% of the games. We got the intersecting zeros opportunity out there. The Pelicans are 0-10 against the spread when they're a favorite of less than 5 points. The books do not know what to do with this Pelicans team when they're a small favorite out there and they end up losing. Pelicans lost all 10 games outright as a small favorite in those spots. They're losing on average by double-digit points. So maybe you're going to look for an opportunity to jump on a +8 for the New Orleans Pelicans. But for me, I'm involved there. I got the Kings. I'm taking them on the money line, +100, even money spot. And then the first half under 108.5.
Get it, Mike.
Let's go.
I can't have it. Astros hitting Gore. It's all right.
I had
to take the shot. Oh, you got the under, yeah.
Well,
I have to take it.
So. Yeah. Plus money. It's a long season. And this game's far from over anyway. So let's see if Gore can at least reel it back in. He was an under pitcher. We talked about those under stats. So,
I think the Astros could just go out. This lineup is still stacked. Even these guys getting older, they're loaded. You know what I mean? So,
look, Jimmy and Jose were talking about it earlier too. They said, the other day they said a pitcher kind of gets rocked in that first inning, and then a lot of times they find a way to pull it back in and settle down. So, I just need less scoring in that game. Less scoring in that game. Come on, channeling inner scoring thoughts there. It is the second, so we got plenty of time. Let's go. C-Mac, I appreciate you coming in unscheduled here on a day that you beat up the books yesterday. Somebody had to carry the show. It was not me with that gaudy performance in the NHL.
But I put all the hitting props on there. I left out the Tucker like I talked about, but Seager over 1.5. Nobody wants him today against a lefty. +135. I'm on it. Arenado, his rookie +195. Adames +185. Will Smith +150. Haven't used him. Hits 500 here. I love it. So finally on him. And Paredes +175. Great numbers. I think he was 3 for 6 with a homer. I think he gets some today. Yeah, +175. We're gonna cash multiple ones of those. Go check Twitter and hit him up. Appreciate it, Mikey. Let's get it.
My guy, I'm looking forward
to it. It'll be on the NBA Live. So It sucks, but I'm not. We're here to win. I'm not giving you some bullshit, even with the props. So I wasn't on anything.
I'll tell you that's kind of that Sixers game where I had the -5.5 the other day. Like I'm going to take the L on the show. I live bet the fuck out of that thing at +215, and I mean it was more than
I was there. Yeah,
it's the way it goes. It's what you got to do, and we're here to make money. We're giving you guys our looks, the plays that we're on, but no fluff, no bullshit, no frills out there. It's about getting that cash, and definitely want to follow along. Especially my guy C-Mac said it there. Follow us on X when we go live on these streams. We'll let you guys know. We'll pop it out there in X and. You can follow along with us. Put it on in the background while you're watching the game. You'll hear when we're going live on spots out there. Maybe it's the neutralized spot. Maybe there's something we saw that we didn't anticipate in the game, and it's an opportunity to course correct. So definitely want to utilize social media to get it done. C-Mac, I appreciate you getting it done, my guy. Happy eve of 420. Are you gonna be around for the 420?
Yeah, I'll try to jump on. Yeah, as long as it's not on crazy early. But I'm up anyways. I'll be on. I'll jump on.
You're an early riser. Who you fooling?
True.
Someone's gonna have to call me, and someone's gonna have to call me and remind me. I plan to partake heavily in cocktailing tonight. Happy pre-eve of 420 to everybody that's out there. Shout out to T on the 1s and 2s and the gang that rolled up in here. You guys are great, man. We appreciate you staying here, rocking with us, riding through the seasons. Gagnon, Joseph Alvarado, Gonzo, Doug, Kelsey, Gerald Jones, everybody. Joe T up in the house, my guy with the Greyhound winner today. Keith, Kelly McInnes, Fernando Mendoza, happy birthday to you. And appreciate everybody. Rick J. Coyne. We will see you guys back. You're smoking tree, my guy. Jim Putt, everybody, man. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Good luck with your cash. Happy 420 tomorrow for those that celebrate. We'll see everybody up here again real soon. Let's go, baby. We be popping.
You know what?